way of controlling what your team can and cannot do in Aconex. First, a quick reminder of the roles that are created by default for all organisations. There are 5 roles in total, and we explain each one in more detail in another video. All new user accounts are automatically assigned to the basic plus role. Most organisations don't make any changes to these standard roles. If they do, roles are usually created to match, say, the job function of the person using Aconex. But let's show you how easy it is to change the settings and create new roles. We go to Setup and User Role Configuration. As you can see, the roles have been changed a lot. This is a good example of what can be done and means that each user can be given a very tailored and specific role. We'll scroll down to the Documents section and take a look at some of the permission settings. You can see that this role is not allowed to update documents because it has NA as its setting. If we wanted to allow that role to update documents, we would simply change the setting to Grant and click Save. That's it. Here's another example. Notice that this role, the ability to create a transmittal, is set to Deny. That means that any user assigned to this role will not be able to create and send transmittals. Not only that, but if that same user is also assigned to another role in addition to this one, they still won't be able to send a transmittal because it's been denied by this basic role. That's really important to remember. You can see that there are a lot of permissions and options in Aconex, so when making any changes, don't change too many in one go because if a problem occurs, it will be much harder to figure out where you went wrong. You can create a new user role here. But why would you need to do this? Well, a good example is when your team are using additional Aconex modules like tenders or supply documents. These modules have very specific features that you don't want everybody using. You can create a new role just for that module, leave all the permissions set to NA, and then just enable those permissions that relate to that module. Then, the users that need to access that module's features can simply be assigned that role in addition to their current role. One last thing about roles is that they can also be applied at the project level. Notice the tab here. This allows you to create roles that only apply to your organisation's users who are working on a specific project. It's a smaller list of permissions than those we were looking at previously. This type of role is only used when you need to allow more or less feature access for a user on a specific project. For example, a user may have basic access at the organisation level, but may need increased access on a particular project. To finish off, we're going to look at how we assign users to these roles. We click User Role Assignment. We can then tick or untick the roles being assigned to each user. It's that simple. Users can be assigned more than one role. That then means the highest level of access to a feature prevails. For example, if one role has a feature set to NA, but another has that same feature set to Grant, the user will be granted that feature. The exception is where a feature is set to Deny for a role. Even if the user's other role assignment grants the feature, the deny will override it. Remember, the default roles are rarely changed by most organisations, but if you do need to control access to features more precisely, roles are very useful.